What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day outside and we are going to talk about my 2020 Corvette, and specifically we are going to talk about the front trunk, or as a lot of people call it, the frunk. And the reason we're going to talk about it is there's been some pretty big issues residing around the frunk. And what is happening is, while people are driving, and a lot of you probably have already seen this, but while people are driving, it's opening. And actually for some people at some quite high speeds, I can't imagine being over 100 miles an hour, especially if you're taking like a tighter turn and that thing fly up on you. And that has happened to a couple of individuals. Other people, it's happened at lower speeds. And GM kind of assessed this and said that it was user error. Here we have the key. What they were saying is people are probably accidentally hitting this button in their pocket. Now, the problem is to keep that from happening, you have to double hit it. Sure, I guess that's possible, but in my honest opinion, I do think that's highly unlikely. Now, I would think while you're driving, you shouldn't be able to even open the front trunk at all. When the car is moving, there'd really be no reason to do such from the exterior, even with the key. So I think they already have an issue there. What they're also saying is the other user error is when you unlatch it and then push it down, it actually has kind of an in-between, then it's fully latched down. You can actually leave it where it seems latched and it's not fully, and I'm going to show you that right now. All right, so let's walk out here and we're going to look at the key here. And so you have the rear trunk latch and the front trunk. So I'm going to double press it. See, I'll show you. If you just hit it once, nothing happens. But if I double click, so do you hear that second latch? And what is happening is there are technically two latches that happen. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that if I push this down, this technically is latched, but as you can see, it's not fully latched. And don't mind all of the smudge marks. One of the things about this car with this color that does happen, but you can see that it's technically latched, and if you weren't paying attention, you could actually walk away from it. Now, GM is saying that that is the problem. People are not fully latching it. But this also doesn't have a ton of merit because look, I just turned the car on with it not fully latched, and what do you see? It shows you right there on the dash that the hood is open. And then it actually tells you a top speed. So I'm kind of having some issues believing that people are just gonna drive away like this. I mean, that's a pretty big red flag to miss, that your front hood isn't fully properly closed. So I don't know where they're saying that is happening, but nonetheless, it's certainly something that I think that they've needed to address. So as I was showing you, this isn't fully latched. Now, we fully press it down and we have a nice clean line. That means it's fully latched, and again, if we check, there's nothing going on in the display. Now, I'm sure you're wondering where exactly I'm going with this. And the fact of the matter is, just a moment ago, after turning on my car for the first time in maybe the last 2 days, I don't think I drove it yesterday, driving it today, I got a pop-up. And I didn't have this camera with me, but I did go ahead and record what I saw with my iPhone. So let's jump over to that. Okay, so here is the update that we just got from GM. It's the first kind of over-the-air update I've seen on my C8. Again, I haven't had it that long, but this is interesting. The important software update corrects an issue with the trunk lid release button located in the front trunk compartment of your vehicle. Button may not function properly if the vehicle is in low power sleep mode after the vehicle is off. So this, I think, has to do directly with the issues people are having with the front trunk, or the frunk as some people call it. So very, very interesting that they've sent this out, even though GM hasn't really said anything. They said it was people hitting the button in their pocket or not fully closing it before they left, but it's starting to come out. It's happening enough that I don't think that's the case. So very, very interesting to see this. I have not had the issue myself, but certainly something to consider. Make sure that everybody is updating this, because we need to know whether this fixes the issue or not. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, it says the vehicle will need to remain parked and turned off during the update. Oh, okay. Well, let's turn the vehicle off then. Install update. Update may take up to 15 minutes. Park in a secure location. Vehicle will be disabled, cannot be driven. Okay. Just curious what this actually does. Oh, it's going through a checklist. All right, so as you can actually see, the screen's gone dark. I was kind of waiting to see what would happen. You can't even barely see it now. My reflection is pretty much what you see mostly, but it says about 4 minutes. I'm guessing it does that just to kind of, I don't know, save battery so the screen's not fully backlit. But it is going. So I'm gonna keep watching it and see what happens till it ends. Oh, we're down to 3 minutes. Okay, we are almost done. It's down to 1 minute. It's pretty much kept pace with what it said from pretty much 5 minutes down to 1 minute. Oh, there's a check mark. System will turn off automatically in a few moments. Okay. And it looks like all the checks are done. Can't really see it on there. See if I can focus. There we go. No, it's just picking me up. Okay, so as you can see, they absolutely sent an update for that, and I had kind of seen what was going on in my mind. I wanted to make a video over it because it's something important enough that people needed to know what was going on and be aware of it. It's actually something that's kind of scared me because when I go to Mexico, I can drive a little aggressively. I can pick up some speed, and over 100, you're talking a major issue, and it's gonna cause major damage. And I don't know from what I've heard whether GM is accepting to fix this damage or it's like hitting a pothole and it bends your tires. That's not on GM to fix. That's on you or your insurance company. You could probably file an insurance claim, but it still goes without saying that this is a major problem. It could put you at, you know, in danger. And so it does look like GM has possibly stepped up and said, in GM's way, that there is an issue with the car. And so that update has fully updated on my system, and I'm kind of curious what it brings. So we're gonna go check out and read exactly what GM has said about this over-air update. So after doing a bit of digging, I was able to find what a GM representative had to say about this, and it says General Motors has decided to voluntarily recall certain 2020 Chevrolet Corvette vehicles because they failed to conform to a certain FMVSS related to the interior trunk release. These vehicles are designed to enter a low power sleep mode 10 minutes after powering off. The trunk lid release button located inside the front trunk compartment may not function while the vehicle is in a deep sleep mode, as required by FMVSS 401. GM will update the software in the vehicle's body control module to lower the voltage required to make the vehicle in a low power sleep mode. This will allow the interior trunk release button to function while the vehicle is in that mode. Owners who have accepted application terms and conditions will have the opportunity to accept these software changes using the OTA technology without having to bring their vehicle into the dealership. Alternatively, owners may schedule to have the updates performed by a GM dealer. So as you can see, it looks like they have acknowledged that there is some sort of issue. They're saying it's still not the one we believe it is, and that is, I do think there's an issue with the latch. I don't think it has to do with software. Well, time's gonna tell, because this is happening enough that GM is stepping up, trying to make a fix to what they believe it is, but I know they probably wanna try this fix before they do a full recall and have every Corvette out there have a new latch put in. I guarantee that's not what they wanna do, but it probably is gonna be what they end up needing to do. So I will keep you updated on this, but make sure you guys are safe. Make sure that latch is down if you're driving your Corvette. Again, it pops up on the screen. It would be really hard to miss, but it's something that I think everybody needs to be aware of and, you know, be safe while they're driving. Because again, this could be a serious situation that arises, especially if you're in Mexico and driving highly above the speed limit out there. So again, if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. I know today was just a little informational video, but I still think nonetheless important. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, found it helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It truly helps support my channel more than I can express. If you enjoyed the video and have not already subscribed, make sure you think of subscribing tons of content. We've got my Corvette 2020 you can see out there. Here's the R8, we still have that. Lots of cool content coming up, a lot of cool things for the Corvette coming up. So I make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are a subscriber, thank you for your help and your support. Thank you for everything you all do. Make sure you do have that bell notification hit as well, my big spiel at the end. As always, you all take care. We'll see you next video.